Okay, this is your 1-minute warning. I'm just going to do a quick intro because you'll realize when we start, it all goes relatively quickly. We have 10 different fabric converters who are going to suggest different solutions to the material that is the most iconic of this industry, the waterproof, breathable membrane, the permeable membrane. For the last 30 years, it's been owned by one particular brand. That brand was going to take part. Unfortunately, they've dropped out. Right now, I have been in the industry for over 30 years. I have never seen the amount of disruption. The disruption has been caused because of sustainability legislation coming in. I'm sure that you're all vaguely aware of something that we call forever chemicals, PFCs in that category. It's PFOA, which is the one which has caught us out. We made a song and a dance about taking it out of the durable water repellent finish, but actually not telling the whole truth. We used it on a PTFE microporous membrane to make the holes. So as of next year, ZDHC, the Zero Discharge for Hazardous Chemicals, which is the industry's response to detox, those people who remember Greenpeace and detox, it's the industry's response to act. They have said they are withdrawing the blue sign endorsement of the PTFE process. There are two forms of blue sign. One is chemical management, the other one is process management. The big brands had process management because, of course, their chemicals were forever chemicals. So it's quite a confused market at the moment. I have asked the second biggest brand in the outdoors, Polartec, to actually lead the presentations. What you're going to see is 20 slides from each brand go up. So we have Polartec kicking it off. We then have Trenchant zooming in from Taiwan. Trenchant are the people who supply the Helly Hansen ISPO award-winning gold membrane jacket. Then we have Modern Meadows, which is a really interesting bio-based hydrophilic. We then have Ventile, which is technically not a waterproof membrane, but it's been around for so long, should we be reconsidering it? And then we close with Event. So we have 5 Pecha Kuchas. A Pecha Kucha is 20 slides. The slides change every 20 seconds. So in 6 minutes, 40 seconds, I come back on stage, we swap over presenters. At the end of all the presentations, we will try to field questions. Depending on how smoothly it goes, we've never run Pecha Kuchas from here before. I am more inclined to take virtual questions because I know the presenters are going to hang around after the session to answer questions if you want to pick on them individually. So we have the first Pecha Kucha, then we have a panel discussion chaired by Dr. Mark Taylor, who you might know is the head of testing at School of Design at Leeds, followed by a second batch of 5 Pecha Kuchas. So that's a massively long introduction, almost as long as a Pecha Kucha. Eric, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Charles. Hello, everyone, and thank you for the invitation. Happy to be P1 today. I'm Eric Young, managing Polartec, and I'm here today to introduce our new waterproof breathable technology in less than 7 minutes. It's called Polartec Power Shield, and it's the future of weather protection. So it's the future because it puts sustainability on equal footing with performance. Sustainability and transparency are key to Polartec that drove us to create recycled fleece 30 years ago, and that drive to lower our footprint continues to impact new product development today. So no PFAS, no problem. Polartec has removed all PFAS from all our products. We use non-PFAS DWR solutions in all our fabrics without compromise to performance, and we did eliminate PFAS-containing materials in the membranes that we use. And I think that's the key point here. So leading to today, we're introducing the all-new Polartec Power Shield. That's how it's called. It's our new bio-based and completely non-PFAS, waterproof, breathable fabric technology. So let's talk about sustainability to start with. Polartec PowerShield is more sustainable. It's completely non-PFAS, both the DWR and the membrane. The membrane is plant-based and it's Blue Sign approved. All this while having higher performance than our previous offering. Polartec PowerShield is more waterproof, more durable, and it has pretty high breathability. What makes it more sustainable? It's powered by a new plant-based membrane which has 48% bio-derived content. It's responsibly sourced, it's non-food, non-GMO, renewable, sustainably farmed, absolutely non-PFAS containing, it's longer lasting, and it's Blue Sign ready. So let's look at how it works. The new PowerShield membrane is hydrophilic and monolithic. Hydrophilic means that it likes to mix with water, and this is how breathability works, by transporting moisture vapor to the outside. And monolithic means it's a solid membrane that is incorruptible over time because it has no pores. First thing, it's a three-layer system. There's a face fabric with non-PFAS DWR, a membrane, and an inner fabric. And in a jacket, this three-layer system offers breathability and of course, weather protection. So let's see how it works with magnifying, the view on these three layers with the membrane is being magnified here in your body. The body heat and pressure are driving forces, pushing moisture away, and at the same time, the non-PFAS DWR puts an additional barrier to wet weather. Now, if we move to the molecular level, the membrane is composed of those areas here that transport moisture vapor to the outside in a chemical process called diffusion, also called breathability. And at the macro level, this membrane is a solid barrier with no pores to corrupt over time, so it stays waterproof. So let's talk performance now. With the new membrane, PowerShield has higher performance than our past offering. We've upgraded waterproofness to offer 20,000 millimeters. So that ensures protection from heavy rain, high winds, extreme wet weather. Moving to breathability, PowerShield offers industry-leading breathability. We're quoting MVTR on all our products using the most common standards. And our PowerShield delivers very high moisture vapor transport of a minimum of 20,000 grams per square meter per 24 hours. All that adds up to expedition-grade durability, really. We ensure this with an aggressive 24 hours kilo wash, and we test waterproofness again. And also, all our faces and bags have been used since many years, so they have proven durability. Finally, PowerShield offers greater comfort. Polartec is known for amazing stretch and drape and feel and soft hand. They are key features for comfort and freedom of movement. And they are really nice characteristics because they mean that your jacket is going to be quieter, and silence is really a nice added benefit. So all these claims are verified by our state-of-the-art lab at Polartec. You can see a close-up of the hydrostatic test running on the top and the MVTR testing on the bottom. And in addition, we also perform the stretch and accelerated wash test in-house. So while testing is important for quality control, what really matters is proving that it works in real life. So PowerShield is proven in the field. We've had jackets and athletes out there for about 2 years, and we've only been reading great reports and great things. There's a few quotes here. I don't know if you have time to read. We only have 20 seconds, right? How do we compare to other offerings? Quite well. PowerShield runs head-to-head with the best in the waterproof breathable category for waterproofness, breathability, durability. But where PowerShield really excels is on stretch and drape, and it's leading the way on providing a completely non-PFAS waterproof breathable solution. So our initial launch contains 6 styles, 3 wovens and 3 knits. They have the same face and backs than our most popular NeoShell or PowerShield Pro styles from the past years. So we know they perform and that they are popular. So let's look at those into some jackets. On the left, you have non-woven faces and products here that offer high durability and performance for mountaineering, and they can also use for a more urban context. The knits on the right feature amazing stretch and snag resistance, and they would be perfect for cycling, hiking, trail running, or such aerobic activities. That's it. Thank you for giving me the time to tell you about Polartec PowerShield. Please visit our Polartec booth today and tomorrow, and we'll be happy to tell you more about the future of weather protection.
Thank you, Eric. Whilst we're applauding, we're actually going to flip over to the next presenter. Now, the next presenter is actually zooming in from Taiwan. So I'm really appreciative to Matt, because it's after midnight at the moment. So he's staying up to join in, but it's less hassle than him getting here. So Matt, when you're ready, can we go on screen for the next Pecha Kucha, please?
Hi, I'm Sandra Hung, COO and co-founder of Trenchant Textiles. I'm sorry that I couldn't be there in person, but I'd like to express Trenchant's gratitude to Charles Ross and the Performance Days team for allowing us to present our story remotely. Trenchant Textiles is a Taiwan-based integrator of highly sustainable, high-performance, waterproof, breathable fabrics, once based on a remarkable new air-permeable polypropylene membrane. I'll come back to Trenchant and our membranes technology in a moment, but I'd like to start by stepping back and taking stock of where the outdoor industry finds itself today. As ever, our challenge is to provide our customers with the most comfortable and durable outerwear possible. But now, we as an industry are being asked to make outerwear that meets increasingly stringent environmental requirements. Consequently, we find ourselves at an inflection point, the likes of which our industry has never experienced before. Returning to the goal of user comfort, though, many of the most seasoned outerwear developers we know have told us that the single most important factor driving user comfort is air permeability. Air perm allows water vapor to vent directly without having to undergo two separate phase changes, first from vapor to liquid before then wicking through a monolithic barrier and finally going through a second phase change from liquid back into vapor. This wicking process requires the condensation of water on the inside of the membrane before moisture transport can begin, wetness that outdoor athletes would obviously prefer to avoid altogether. Of course, air-permeable membranes eliminate all of that in favor of direct moisture ventilation. So it's no surprise that the industry has come up with a number of air-permeable membrane technologies over the years, including ePTFE, electrospun PU, microporous PU, and more recently, microporous PP. However, the states of California, New York, and Washington, collectively the third largest economy in the world, have recently imposed PFC bans that will eliminate all three of the most widely used legacy microporous membrane technologies by 2025. The EU is right now considering similar PFC controls, so dramatic changes are coming to waterproof breathables, and soon. Fortunately, Trenchant is here to help you future-proof your brand's outerwear line. All of our fabrics are made using a microporous PP membrane that is 100% PFC-free, and in fact, free of VOC solvents, another class of toxic chemistry that's long been used in membranes, but which is coming under increasing scrutiny. Despite the leap forward in terms of sustainability that our membrane represents, Trenchant's laminates are among the most breathable fabrics on the market, even compared with those made with the legacy PFC-based air-permeable membranes that will be eliminated by the forthcoming PFC bans. What's more, our fabrics also have outstanding durability, especially post-wash and post-contamination. We've had plenty of fabrics post-25 washes show waterproofness results within 10% of their as-new levels and breathability levels that are even better than new. But of course, making durable outerwear isn't just about post-wash performance. It's also about durable seam taping. One critical advantage that Trenchant enjoys here is having a mono-component thermoplastic barrier. It being monomaterial means that our membrane has only a single consistent melting point throughout. As some in the industry are reportedly just now finding out, using membranes made from a mixture of thermoplastics means a mixture of material domains, each with their own melting temperatures. As we've been hearing from even the industry's leading cut-and-sew factories, this heterogeneity of melt points can result in very challenging seam tape application and reduced garment durability. Fortunately, Trenchant textile fabrics have been validated to work with a number of different seam tapes from both Bemis and Ceylon, many of which already have multiple seasons of mass production behind them. Next, beyond the excellent performance and strong durability of Trenchant fabrics, we've also developed a class of fabrics that offer industry-leading sustainability. We've achieved this by leveraging the inherent hydrophobicity of PP in face fabric form to make laminates which omit DWR altogether, eliminating not just the chemical footprint of DWR, but also eliminating DWR deterioration as another way in which a jacket can fail over time. Now Trenchant is taking PP innovation one step further, using our 100% PP membrane along with PP face fabrics and backers to create mono-material 3-layer laminates that can be easily recycled, a line of fabrics we affectionately refer to as PP cubed. What's more, though, Trenchant has worked closely with the Taiwanese supply chain to develop both PP seam tapes and PP zippers. We're also working with recycling partners to validate an end-of-life process flow and to identify appropriate applications for the recycled PP. So Trenchant is able to offer brands a clear path to high-performance, fully recyclable outerwear, in effect, air-permeable circularity. We believe that this is going to be the cleanest path to ultra-sustainable, ultra-breathable outerwear. As for Trenchant Textiles itself, one of the advantages we hold over traditional converters is that, unlike these legacy converters, Trenchant has its own in-house lamination expertise, as our CTO is arguably among just a handful of the leading lamination engineers globally. This gives us an edge in terms of both development speed and manufacturing excellence, as lamination is key to optimizing performance, durability, and hand feel. We feel that this vertical integration is a cornerstone of our competitiveness. There's much more to the story than time allows today, including how our membrane is made, how its pore shape and size are optimal for the task at hand, our lineup of ultra-lightweight external membrane slicker fabrics, and our growing lineup of graphene-enhanced laminates. So I hope you'll feel free to reach out to us via either our website, trenchanttextiles.com, or by emailing me directly at sandra@trenchanttextiles.com. We'd love to get testing yardage into your labs and or prototyping yardage on your field testers' backs. Thanks so much for your time.
Can we show our appreciation for the guys in Taiwan? Sandra speaking, Matt the technical basis. Now we're inviting our third one, Jeff, do come on stage. Jeff works for Modern Meadows. They're the people who've developed a bio-based hydrophilic membrane, and their partners, you're going to go into detail, but if you've never heard of Modern Meadows before, this is your opportunity. We're really chuffed to find this one. As of a month ago, I didn't even know it existed. The more I've found out, the more I've gone, we need you here. Jeff, all over to you.
Thank you very much. Well, welcome everybody. Yes, I'm Jeff Smith. I'm head of the biomaterials group within Modern Meadow, and I want to talk to you a bit about a co-development that was announced back in January to start working on developing a new high-performance membrane with the Singtex group, which I think is quite well known for their performance and capabilities within the market. So Modern Meadow, to give you a little bit of background, we're a biotechnology, platform technology company based around proteins from non-animal sources, including what we call our biofarm fermented products, which are primarily things that are targeting health, beauty, and wellness, and then also our bio-based products that are coming out of plant proteins into this industry, more into this outdoor industry. So what is it that we are looking at? You know, everybody has these concerns, these things we need to get to in the future. And here I really just want to highlight that we're talking about something that can't be done alone. We need to have partnerships. We need to work together because I think the last presentation talked about the giant ship that had to get turned. We need these type of things. So proteins, this is Modern Meadow's strength. We are considering ourselves a protein expert and specialist. So what we do is we have taken and learned about how to take proteins, customize them, tailor them, and then combine them with other materials to have better processes and better scalable technology that goes out there. And we do that by understanding the biomaterial and the biotech, but also the polymer science and material science that goes behind it. So we try to bring together these different materials together with biotechnology in a sustainable way, but also in a way that is scalable and performing. So we have a variety of applications that are out there. Most recently, Tory Burch launched a 64% bio-based handbag called the Ella Bio. And then we have also areas within efficient fabric dyeing, leather sustainable products, and we'll talk more about what we've done as far as membrane development with Singtex. So Singtex has this complete capability, which makes them an excellent partner as we look at new innovations. Their clients and customers, we can all step in and step out of anywhere within this circle and find the type of technologies, activities, and things we need. For an innovation group, it's very helpful to have all this knowledge and all this capability as you develop a product. Now, we also talked about scalable. Modern Meadow is based on trying to have real-world impact, but we're a biotech. We're not manufacturing, so working with Singtex and the capabilities that they have on a scalable system allows us to make sure that we haven't invented something that nobody can make. So this is also making sure it's made the proper way. In their current product line, you see a variety of different technologies across bio-based, I'll say, sustainable materials, eco-processes for both breathability and waterproofness, a lot of different combinations, and we're going to be adding to that with the bio-based options that we're in development today with. So that's really what I'll say is biofabrication. This is the idea and the concept of actually taking the bioprocesses that are scalable, putting them together on an industrial scale, dropping them into membrane technologies, where Singtex has a great capability there, and work to develop that new product and those new things in the future. I really want to point out on this slide really just the eco-design. So one thing that we look at and we design a product is you start early in the design process by doing hotspot analysis to find out what design changes and what design selections you're doing that are driving either towards a less or more sustainable way. It's always better to do that than try to re-engineer the process after you've made a solution only to find out you need to improve the sustainability. So again, Singtex continues to invest. So Modern Meadow is a company of about 112 biotechnicians and technical people connecting into the resource and development and R&D of Singtex. Ultimately, it's the people that work together. It's the guys that meet together. It's how we work, how we bring different technologies together. We learn. We have a lot of expertise that I'll say is in a chemical lab that looks very unfamiliar with fermentation equipment and these type of things. So we get together with partners and work with them to actually take that and bring it into an actual manufacturable product. More here, we talk about our tune protein and then a biopolymers. So these are the combinations that we then have a miscible blend. Technical term for they get along together, they don't destroy each other. So as opposed to have an additive or a filler, here you actually have two products that are going to be working together and keeping most of the properties of each one and amplifying others. So here you see the example of what we've worked on in the membrane technology, bringing in a protein isolate, bringing in a biopolyurethane, and then bringing those together in a miscible blend. So you get the capabilities of a polyurethane, which people are very familiar with. You don't destroy those, and you add additional breathability pathways through the protein. Ultimately, we are developing this multi-layer system, which is, I'll say, in one way is a very familiar system to the industry and concept, but in that membrane layer, we have the ability to increase our breathability while maintaining the waterproofness and the durability that you see with polyurethanes. Again, it's a bio-based process, so we look at how we do that. And maybe as we talk about that a little bit more, there's the partnership element. So we cannot do these things alone, as I mentioned, and it's in there as one of the goals that we have out here for the world, and we look to continue to work on those type of technologies and bring them into sustainable real-world impact. And we really see this as the beginning. We have multiple platforms with multiple form factors, so membranes, coatings. We have other systems which allow dyeability. So as you increase these things and you can place them on the outside of the garment, you can also have the ability to bring them in as a dyed, not pigment filled. So you retain the properties by having the dye stuffs be at a much lower concentration. So with that, I think I'm going to wrap up. Thank you very much. It's been the first time I've done this format, but I really enjoyed it. So I'll turn it over to you, Charles.
Can we show our appreciation for Jeff? And I'm going to keep talking whilst we swap over. We've now actually got a live demonstration going on. Now, can I just point out, most people did not know what a Pecha Kucha was, of the people I spoke to. Something that we use for students. And so far, I've seen 3 cracking Pecha Kuchas. They're not easy to do, so I am very appreciative of the guys who've joined in so far. Now, Daniel wants to make it even harder by doing something live. So we're going to move some things on the stage and Daniel will take over.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. He's just bringing it, yeah. Oh, it started. Okay. I'm happy to invite you to join the movement, to love the environment, and to choose slow fashion. My name is Daniel. 44 years ago, I started as an apprentice in a filament producing company in Switzerland. Ever since, I've been working in the textiles industry. And 15 years ago, I joined Ventile. I enjoyed every single day of it. What is Ventile? Ventile is, first of all, a high-performance fabric. It is made from natural fibers, for example, cotton or other natural fibers, and it's approximately 30% denser than any other comparable natural fiber fabric. Ventile was developed during Second World War by scientists in Manchester at the Shirley Institute, and Ventile even saved life during the Second World War. How this was possible, I will tell you later in this presentation. Ventile protects you. Ventile is windproof, protects you from any cold wind. Ventile is weatherproof. It is water repellent, so everything you need to be outside. But the most important one, it is breathable. It is not coated. The pores are still open, and I will show you this right now, here on the live. So there's 9 liters of water here. This is the fabric. I can prove there is no water going through the fabric, so it's waterproof. Now I'm pumping a little bit air, and I'm showing you the pores are open. Okay. Ventile is sustainable. We produce it also with organic cotton, which is GOTS certified. Ventile also we produce with 100% recycled cotton, pre-consumer, or we do blends with hemp, linen, etc. Ventile is made with extra long staple fibers. Only 2% of the world crop is extra long staples, so that's really rare. 37 millimeters, and only these fibers are good enough to produce these even yarns that we need to produce dense fabrics. Ventile is made from twisted yarns. You take 2 single yarns, you twist them together, and this enables us to produce the densest cotton fabrication possible. It results also in a higher abrasion resistance and in a smoother fabric surface. Ventile Organic is really exclusive. So the combination of extra long staple and organic, that's really rare. Only 0.04% of the world crop is good enough for Ventile Organic. You can imagine how difficult to source these fibers. 16 years ago, we already produced the first PFC-free batch. So Ventile was already at that time a pioneer in sustainability. Nowadays, of course, the whole complete range is PFC-free. Ventile is stock supported. All these 18 colors, always available in stock, can be bought without MOQ, without minimums. This is sure interesting for startups and small businesses. MOQ for special colors is only 300 meters. That's a special one. The yarn length of one production batch aligned together is 85,000 kilometers, so only one production batch. That's enough to wrap twice around the world. So that shows a bit how special Ventile is. The story, it all started during Second World War. Ventile immersion suits were developed to extend the survival rate of the RAF pilots after ditching their plane into the ice-cold water. Ventile protected these pilots, and 80% of these pilots could be rescued alive thanks to Ventile. Ventile is versatile. We're still selling to the British Army and the Swedish Army. Outdoor industry has become very important since. Bushcrafter pants is part of the outdoor industry. This is a collaboration between Nigel Caborn and Peak Performance for the backpack. This is using 100% recycled cotton. The Dr. Martens shoes, the orange fabric, and they're even using our label, the Ventile, putting on their brand. So does the New Era cap. This ladies' coat, Loewe, using a 200-gram organic fabric. A Private White from Manchester using the L24 200-gram fabric for jackets and coats. And this beautiful field jacket from Ralph Lauren using a twill fabric. English customer even produce horse riding suits, Swiss watch brands using it for watch straps. And even Ventile serves even for camper vans where you need protection and you need ventilation. I'm happy to announce our collaboration with Nordshield. Ventile is now available with that special Nordshield finish. This is a nature-based solution to replace the toxic antimicrobials. And Nordshield eliminates odor and boosts the freshness. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much, Charles, for being here. Big opportunity. Please come and see our booth. I will produce there more bubbles for you, and I will distribute Swiss chocolate. Thank you very much.
Can we show our appreciation for Eric for not only the Pecha Kucha, for not only doing it off script, but also doing a live demonstration. So are we removing the bubbler? Ventile, would you like your bubbler back? Ventile, I'm talking to you. You need to remove the bubbler now off the stage. And the next presentation is going to be about a minute's time. So we've been through 4 Pecha Kuchas so far. Just to remind you, we had Polartec using a hydrophilic. We had Trenchant using a microporous. We then had Singtex, well, the modern meadow side of it, which is a bio-based hydrophilic. We've just seen Ventile, which is a classic solution, which has worked for decades. To wrap up this, we have Event also doing a hydrophilic. So Chad, all yours.
Hello? Are we on? Am I on? Okay, thank you. Hi, I'm Chad Kelly with Event Fabrics. Thanks for the opportunity. I'm going to use this time to reintroduce some of you to Event if you're not familiar with us. So I'm going to go through a little bit about our product operation, kind of what we do. Then I'll tease you with some of our technology direction, which I think is what you're here for. So first of all, Event's been around about 20 years. Some of you have been around us with us for that long. We have a comprehensive line of waterproof, breathable technologies. We supply products for apparel, footwear, and accessories. We've got a global supply chain that can move quickly. It's economical and high quality. We make products, this moves quick. We make products for apparel, footwear, and accessories, obviously. Some of you guys may be familiar with us. Most of our customers historically have been focused on high performance, high breathability, and high output. So apparel, footwear, and accessories, outdoor, snow sports, hunting, fishing, fashion. We're on the same journey as you. We're working towards sustainability, right? In 2018, we started working on our first bio-based membrane. We tried to launch that in 2020, which was a terrible time to launch anything. So that was our first product. Our second one we're launching at this show. our goal in this category is really to maintain performance. So we're a performance-oriented company. That's our focus, and that's where we're going to stay. 2 products we've introduced. The biomembrane, okay, and the biolaminates. We consider this a real versatile, all-purpose, waterproof, breathable technology. Has good hand drape, good feel, good water column, but it's got high MVTR. So it's got a great place in the line for kind of what we think is versatile applications. The new product that we're introducing just today for the first time is Alpine ST. So as many of you know, we're from the PTFE side of the world. So we've been phasing this out for some time, and we think we've found a proper alternative to PTFE. So the new products are fluorine-free, and I'll come back to that product. So the biomembrane, obviously, you've heard a lot about biomembranes. It's a TPE nylon. It's about 50% plant-based. The benefit of that, it uses less petroleum, lower CO2, and solvent-free in the production process. We laminate that to recycled face fabrics, nylons, polyesters, and we've got some blends. Again, the benefit of this product, we think, it's got great stretch, good recovery, it's lightweight, it's very comfortable. Ultimately, we're targeting circularity on this, and we hope by 2024 we have something to show you. And perhaps my timing's not on my cues, so we'll see where that goes. We do have a variety of commercial products in this category, and I think we have customers launching this as early as this fall. So this product is commercial. Oh, I do something. Okay. So here's some of the test data. You can see we took a representative sample of what these laminates, how they perform. Key components of this, the most important things to look at are obviously waterproofness and breathability. Okay, so we'll get a high initial water column of 20,000 meters or 20 meters, and then after wash, maybe 10 meters. Breathability's a little bit higher. We've also expanded the category to not just do apparel, but we're also doing footwear and glove inserts with it. Important thing, and I'll jump right to it, the important thing about footwear with sustainable membranes is being able to pass the flex test. So we're able to pass a 50,000 flex test in a booty or gasket construction. So I think that's of interest. We've also introduced, we've just done a new glove insert, also using a biomembrane. So the benefit now, we can do head to toe, your full collection in a bio product offering. Alpine ST. This is our, as I was mentioning, kind of an important product for us. We've been trying to move out of PTFE like everybody has, and we think we've done it with a new modified membrane, which we can show you back at the booth in more detail. But this product has a very high water column, has high MVTR, it's got a good hand, it's a lightweight construction, but it's really designed for that cold weather, hardcore applications. So we think what we've done is we've created a proper alternative, which we believe was a gap in the marketplace for that hardcore application, and that's the new Alpine ST. This is a product we've just launched at this show, so we've got a few fabrics to show in the booth. Important data here. So this is representative samples about the first 15 laminates we're commercializing in this, and there's some big numbers here that I think are worth noting. So obviously we've got a good water column out of the gate. More importantly, look at the ISO 811 after 10 washes. That's a big number. So again, that's what we think is one of the challenges with sustainable products. So at the end of the day, so why event? So one of the things I didn't get into too much about, being a global full source supplier, right? So we've got a full supply chain, again, whether in US, Asia, Europe, we can provide laminates, tape, and all the, anything you might need. We have factory support, right? We've got a full product offering, and we'd love to have you come by the booth, G18. So, thank you.
Unbelievably, all 5 Pecha Kuchas have gone to plan, and they never go like this at school whatsoever. We always have problems. So we do have time for questions. We've got a couple of the characters still left over. We've got Sandra and Matt in Taiwan. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning, so I don't know if they're going to make the best sense. So I'm looking for virtual questions to start with. What is the name of the speaker for Ventile? The guy's name is Daniel, the company is Stoltz, everything you've just seen, and we had some amazing detail from people like Jeff, it's all going to be uploaded within 10 days. So you can play it back at a slower speed and read the accuracy of all the slides. But the guy from Ventile, his name is Daniel, and the company is Stoltz. Second question, Polartec's new membrane. What's the end of life look like for this new material composition? Can the layers be separated for recycling? Eric, this is yours. Have you got the microphone from Chad? Here's the microphone. And I'm actually going to invite all the speakers on to answer this question. End of life, just to make it fair, what preparations have you made for end of life of the materials?
Not for those products. We've been trying to offer continuity between what we were offering to our customers and what they were buying from us, meaning our previous NeoShell and PowerShell Pro solutions. So the 6 styles that I presented here are not specifically designed for end of life. Or let's say, I'm going to use the opposite. They've been conceived to offer more durability and to be things that you're going to use over time, because there's too much stuff that has a very short end of life. But with that technology, we can see a future. And I cannot talk too much about it, but imagine that, using more nylon and going into a mono material, it's going to be easy to get to a product that has a very, let's say, manageable end of life. So
Eric has also been told by me to answer in 2 minutes because we've got the others answering.
I'm done.
Can we go live to Matt and Sandra? It's the end of life question about your membrane, which is polypropylene. What preparations have you made, Matt and Sandra? 2 minutes.
As we discussed in the presentation, we have a 3-layer mono-material polypropylene line of fabrics that we call PPQ. We've developed our own PP seam tapes and are working with the zipper supply chain on mono-material PP zippers, and in fact have begun to develop an end-of-life recycling process for PP. PP is a very highly recyclable thermoplastic, and that's one of the benefits that we have, as well as the fact that it is the only textile synthetic that is actually hydrophilic. So, I'm sorry, hydrophobic, beg your pardon. But no, we believe that we've got an industry-leading end-of-life story.
All right. So I think similar here is that the primary focus of our first developments have been around durability and longer life. However, as I discussed, the combinations, if you're looking at different proteins and different bio-based polymers, the goal is to get to that structure which is monolithic and then actually something you're able to recycle. Also, as you mentioned, within certain polymer families, recycling is something that's very achievable, but you have to get it to where you have the combination of materials and performance that also still allows you then to have end-of-life recyclability. So it's on our path, but initially we're looking at durability.
The key thing to remember here is that they have made the big move away from PFAS on PTFE. The next answer is being supplied by Daniel. Yes, Daniel, take the microphone. This is the Ventile guy, you'll remember.
Okay, the Ventile guy, right. So the question was, what happens after life, right? Okay, right. So
when everybody's membrane wears out, what happens? Talk about how yours, what happens to Ventile after 3 years?
After 3 years. What happens to Ventile after 8 weeks? When I buried it into the soil after 8 weeks, that happens. So it is biodegradable and quite quickly, much faster than I thought it could be. So that's what I can say about that, right?
I'm going to tease you because you've not understood the question properly. Tell me how long a Ventile system works for.
Okay. Well, Ventile, I have customers, really Ventile fans. They have 20 years old jackets actually, and what they are very happy with it. It doesn't look like that. No, it still looks nice, and it is 20 years plus. I myself have 15 years old jackets because I started wearing them when I started with Ventile 15 years ago. they all look nice. It's like with the jeans, actually. They fade away a little bit. They lose a bit of the color, but still, the construction of the fabric, the density, all these characteristics like waterproofness, breathability, that's still there and still working. All you have to do from time to time, you re-impregnate it to get the water repellency again. So that's what I can say about that.
Brilliant. And finally, Chad, the guy from Event. So it's the end of life question, Chad. What goes on?
Okay, I can be pretty short and sweet on this. So Event's heritage is in making hardcore products for hardcore applications. So durability and performance are key. In both of those new product platforms I introduced, both we're chasing circularity in both cases. And I don't want to tease you with anything yet. So I mentioned with the bio, we're heading towards circularity there. And the other platform, we're in early development stages on that. So I think for us, it's about a product that lasts a long time. It's reliable on top of a mountain or wherever you are. And I think the summary is we are chasing circularity.
We're going to overrun our time slot, so I'm going to call a halt to questions. Can I ask you all to show for all 5 different presentations your appreciation again? And point out, Jeff, Chad, and Eric are stood here. Daniel's wandered back to the stand, which is there. Matt over in Taiwan, Matt at TrenchantTextiles.com if you need to contact directly. But I'm very impressed by these guys. It's all gone to plan. The next session, we have 3 people who manufacture the membranes. It's going to be chaired by Mark Taylor of the School of Design at University of Leeds, the lab test that everyone in the outdoors in Europe uses. There's going to be a lot more room for questions. Then after that hour, we're going to have another 5 Pecha Kuchas. So far, it has worked. I am more amazed than the presenters. We're going to have a 10-minute break. Then we're going to have the membrane manufacturers. We have Cellguard on site. We have King Wanda zooming in from China. And we have Singtex on site. So I'll see you in 10 minutes.